Hey everyone, this is Azrael doing a commentary video for Empire Total War Online. In this battle, we're playing on Syrian Ridge, a 3v3, and I command the French, and my allies command the Ottoman Empire and the Maratha Confederacy. For this battle, I just want to point out mistakes that I make, mistakes that my allies make, and mistakes that the enemies make, and hopefully we can learn from those mistakes, and you can use the suggestions that I make in your own Total War tactics. So I just want to do a quick overview of army composition before we start this off. That way you guys have an idea of what we're using and their effectiveness. With me I am bringing 5 units of these tirailleurs. They are the French equivalent of riflemen. And I also have 5 units of the chasseurs à cheval. I am terrible at French. I took Spanish in high school, so please excuse my pronunciation. But these are the equivalent of light dragoons for the French. I also have 5 regular French line infantry here with the French Republic flag and 1 unit of the Swiss Guard. I have said it before and I'll say it again, these guys are dirty. No other word for it, no description needed, they are dirty. Best unit of line infantry in the game in my opinion. With me I'm bringing 3 units of howitzer foot artillery, and I'm going to be facing off against, it looks like, Great Britain. What do they have? 24-pound foot artillery, puckle guns, 24-pound foot artillery, lifeguards, Coldstream guards, more lifeguards. So he has an elite infantry overload. That's the good news. So I'm gonna be up. I'm gonna be up against a good fight here. A lot of elite infantry, long-range cannons. My artillery is what's gonna have to win for me. So we're gonna see what happens here. The Ottoman Empire is going to be fighting against the United States of America. With him, he is bringing 7 units of line infantry. 3 of those are actually guard units. He also has light infantry, regiment of horse, his generals, bodyguard, and long riflemen, which he foolishly decided to run and expose their position. But it looks like he's running for this hill here, which is a good move on his part. If you control the hill, then you control the battle. And for some reason, my ally is deciding to walk his men up this hill rather than run. The Maratha Confederacy, bringing a pretty standard army. With him, he has 5 units of Sikhi Musketeers, 4 units of the Sikhi Warriors. They're also dirty. Pindari Horsemen. I believe they are also the equivalent of light dragoons for the Maratha Confederacy. Already you can see a cavalry fight going on here. He has his Barawati, his Rajput Zamindar attacking the enemy and driving them back. He's fighting against Russia. So they did a good job of slaughtering Russian cavalry. It looks like he's lost all of his cavalry power actually, except for this 1 unit. Oh no, he did. All of his cavalry's gone, so he's going to have to rely on infantry tactics now to save the day for him. He's got some grenadiers. He also has the, where are they? Just guards. There they are. He's got a unit of the guards, and the rest, it looks like, is regular old Russian line infantry. Terrible accuracy, good melee attack, kind of terrible melee defense, and the morale's pretty bad as well, but not too shabby. Let's go over and see what the United States is doing. He is taking some fire from these howitzers, which foolishly are not on percussive shell, but instead solid shot. Instead of taking the hill, he's actually deciding to hang back and form a defensive ring. But he left a gap in his formation here, so I decided to charge my chasseurs à cheval in between this gap because they allowed us to have it. And I am quite literally just going to try and distract them to the best of my ability. March them all the way back here, because then they have to detach cavalry to follow them, or they're going to have to target them with cannons or something like that. And there he goes. He detached a unit of guards to follow them. So that's good for me. I'm just going to continue moving my guys up, but luckily for him, he destroyed one of my howitzers. The one time that those things would be accurate is when I'm trying to get my cannons within range, but you can't control that sort of thing. All you can do is hope for the best. What I'm trying to do now is get my light infantry along the left here. That way I can target Great Britain from the side and also hit them from the front with my cannons and my infantry. That's the tactic I have in mind right now. I want to use these trees as cover as I fire at them from the front, but we're going to see what develops here. Let's focus on what the Ottoman Empire is doing. If for some reason he looks like he's going to be camping down right before this hill as well. I wonder why he's bringing Armenian archers. I am not positive, but he's bringing bowmen to a gunfight, so that's something we're going to have to pay attention to. The Nitam Sadit rifles, looks like they're going to try and get somewhere on this hill to target the United States. The Maratha Confederacy is reforming his line now. It looks like he's going to try and face off against Russia here pretty soon. Now that I've distracted Great Britain, what I'm doing is I am moving all of my cavalry way over here, because now Russia, if I can relieve the Maratha Confederacy of some pressure from its front, I can have the Maratha Confederacy collapse on the United States along with the Ottoman Empire. That way we can work together as a team to finally crush the remainder of Great Britain. So you want to work as a team when you're fighting battles. If you work as a team, then you're golden. You can actually single out an enemy who refuses to communicate with his ally, and because of that you'll win the battle faster. But let's see what's going on here. We have some long riflemen that are holding a position right on the side of the hill. That's actually pretty smart, firing on flat ground there, or firing from a hill. That's a little bit better, but you can't do too much about that. The Circassian armored cavalry, I really hope he is actually stopping them, so that's good. I really hope he doesn't charge them into the long riflemen, unless it's going to be a flanking maneuver. Oh, he finally turned his howitzers on quicklime, so that's good for him. Let's go see what's happening over here. Are my howitzers firing yet? Yes, they are, but in a weird formation. So they're shooting now. I believe they're on percussive shell. Nope, quicklime. So it's going to do some damage to the Coldstream Guards here. I mean, heck, they lost almost 30 before they even got to me, so that's the good news. So now what I'm going to try and do is I will detach my tirailleurs to confront the United States of America to relieve the Ottoman Empire in the front. I don't know why I did that, because now I'm just singling my line infantry out against his line infantry with cannons. Obviously, I told you guys, my line infantry is regular, opposed to elite infantry with better accuracy, melee attack, and defense. So this is going to be me heavily relying on my cannons then for support. Hopefully they can do their job, though. His men are starting to get grouped up, so I'm going to just do my best to target his weak points, and hopefully that can do the trick for us. Because if not, then we are going to have a rough time trying to kill all these guys. Good news is he's going to move them into the woods and try to do some good stuff there. He almost lost 40 of his guys with that one percussive shell shot, so that's pretty good. I do want to show you guys some of the tactics I use to have regular line infantry successfully push back elite infantry, such as Coldstream Guards and regular guards. It's obviously going to be in combination with some cannons, but if we do it correctly, we should be able to win. Right now, I have the first fire advantage, so that's going to be good for me. My guys are going to do their best to just shoot away at Great Britain and targeting that large group of soldiers back here who are marching towards my Swiss Guard. I'm going to try and soften them up, have my Swiss Guard clean up the rest of them. That way, we can just push them back. Like I said, the cannons played a very pivotal role as far as this line battle was concerned, so I was paying attention to where they were firing from. As the men were moving forward, I kept adjusting my indirect fire on the enemy. That way I could successfully hit them each cannonball that was fired. You have to pay attention to that sort of stuff if you want to be successful. So now that my guys are all in place, they're going to just fire away. My line infantry, of course, is getting beaten up by elite infantry, but they're also holding their own, so that's the good part. And hopefully we can see some British casualties with this quicklime. I might have been able to use percussive shell, but it's nothing that can't be fixed. When men are grouped up like this, cannons are extremely effective. I mean, I'm losing men left and right, but the Swiss Guard will get the job done one-on-one with any infantry unit. Now, if I had been smart, I probably would have detached this one unit of line infantry to hit the enemy from the flank with flank fire. But I wasn't thinking properly. I was more concerned with driving back this huge mass of elite infantry, they outnumbered me, by the way, so that's the interesting part of this. 6 units of line infantry going up against mass units of elite infantry. But here's the cool part, is my cannons are what is going to win this battle. I'm just going to keep quick climbing them until they run. And my Swiss Guard are also going to keep shooting at them. So, yes, I lost a lot of men, and that, of course, is not the best plan in the world, but you have to make some sacrifices sometimes. Let's look at some developments over here. We have the Life Guards attacking my tirailleurs, and for some reason they're not doing too well. Oh, one of my units of line infantry is running. I'm not exactly sure why that happened. Oh, they were attacked by the Life Guards up here. Alright, so one-on-one you guys just learned that line infantry cannot take on elite cavalry. And in a last-ditch effort to do something, I had the guards attack my line infantry from the side. They are going to start getting scared over here and wavering against my Swiss Guard. And that would have been a really good time to readjust my line infantry to shoot at these guards so my cannons don't get compromised. But we also have the guards attacking my line infantry over here. So hopefully we can see them run soon. Oh, I did. I'm going to move to protect my cannons, so that's the good news. So surprisingly, I had my 5 units of line infantry hold up against an entire battalion of elite guards. And I hope you guys saw that and learned a little bit on how to use your cannons in combination with your infantry. I want to focus on some other parts of the battle, though. I'm now moving my cavalry into position to take shots at the enemy here, which is going to relieve the Maratha Confederacy of the burden of having to worry about all of Russia. But it looks like he's got some grenadiers holding back. Who has the riflemen are going against sicky warriors, so that's not going to end up good. And the Cossack infantry is going to run now. Cool thing to remember with light dragoons, if you charge an enemy directly after they fire, you can probably make them rout very quickly. So now I have the Life Guard, who are exhausted, charging my line infantry from the side. My line infantry did hold up. His guys are dead. My guys are dead. I did lose a lot of line infantry, so that was a little discouraging for me. What are my Swiss Guard doing? Oh, they're marching. What's up? They're going for their artillery. That's right. Last stand of the Swiss Guard. So, in a last-ditch effort to protect my cannons, I had my general charge. His guards, I'm going to move my line infantry up now. I have, well, pretty much I have cavalry, a few men left in my line infantry units, and all of my riflemen and cannons. So, I did lose line infantry, but you pretty much would have known that's a given. Let's see what's going on over here. Swiss Guard are going to get wrecked by shrapnel shot. Chances are they're going to start running soon. Yep, that's not good. And they're gone. Thanks for doing your job, though, Swiss Guard. I appreciate it. So let's see what we have going on over here. That's right, my 1 unit of line infantry is wavering against 2 battalions of United States line infantry. My rifleman pulled back a little bit. I'm expecting him to march toward my riflemen. The Ottoman Empire, as you can see, there was a lot of fighting going on in this hill. A lot of dead Ottoman soldiers, but ultimately pushed the United States back. That's the good news. Took the hill, and now he's just pushing forward, taking the ground he can get. I lost some cavalry somehow. Might be from me shooting myself. Yep, my cavalry shot themselves. But it's alright, because that allowed me to relieve the Maratha Confederacy. And now he's going to do his job and do what he does best, and that's killing the enemy quickly by using awesome formations where the enemy is confronted with fire from both the front and the flank, either flank, right flank, or left flank. But as you can see here, he's setting up like a box triangle looking formation where the Sikhi warriors, Sikhi musketeers rather, are going to be firing from this direction and also from this direction, targeting one unit specifically, and that's this unit. So it's going to end up good as his line infantry falls. Let's go see if we cleaned up the remainder of the enemy's army. I'm actually marching my chasseurs back now because I need some help taking out these cannons before I get torn up too much more. My general is holding strong though. I mean, all these elite infantry fell at the hands of 5 units of line infantry, and that is due to the effectiveness of cannons. Napoleon Bonaparte would have been very proud. He always preached the importance of cannons to an army and winning battles. If you know how to use them, then you're good. I already talked in another video about indirect fire, and that's when you are clicking directly on the ground in front of a unit that you want to target using percussive shell or quicklime. That will be more accurate and will help in destroying the unit faster. That's what I was doing, especially with this large group of enemy soldiers over here. You want to use indirect fire. Also, the strongest points where all the men were grouped up is where I was using quicklime. And now I'm going to get my guys into position to take shots right behind the general. And it looks like they might get 1 or 2 shots off before hopefully they can charge. Don't shoot, don't shoot. They didn't get to fire. That's the good news. So they might start wavering here soon. Puckle guns have to reload. Good for me. So that's going to be a good fight. I'm going to move the remainder of my force up in this direction. Now it's just cleaning up at this point. Big battle over here on top of the hill. A lot of dead United States troops, a lot of dead Ottoman troops over here. The Maratha Confederacy is also cleaning up. He lost some Sikhi warriors. I'm guessing that is to... that might be from Russian riflemen. But the war elephants are going to do their job now. If you ever want to clean up a enemy square formation, just charge some elephants into them. Yeah, there they go. If you watched my last video, you saw the Maratha Confederacy tear up a bunch of lifeguard afoot with the war elephants. They do that, so not too shabby of a battle. I hope you guys learned a little bit of infantry cannon combinations. I hope you learned a little bit about terrain advantage, that you want to capture the hill before this happens. And I also hope that you learned a little bit about the effectiveness of boxing in enemies, like the formation that we saw over here. As you can see, a lot of dead Russians on the ground right now. So if you do those things while working as a team to relieve each other of certain pressures from the front or from the side with your cavalry, or if that's a rifleman unit or cannon fire, if you guys work as a team, especially on the multiplayer battles, you can win very quickly. If you use the correct infantry cannon combos, you can knock out even the largest group of elite infantry. As you can see, 8 units of elite infantry were taken on by 5 units of regular line infantry and cannons, so not too bad. And in combination with my cannons, cavalry, and riflemen, he's finished. I believe that's the battle. Once a couple armies have been crushed, everyone else will start running. But we did a good job. We all worked as a team, and because of that, I killed 1,083, lost 656. My ally killed 770, lost 652, who played as the Ottomans. And the Maratha Confederacy, no surprise, killed 1,075, lost 672. The enemies didn't do too bad, especially Great Britain. They held up pretty well, especially with all of the elite infantry. But I hope you guys learned a little bit from this video, and I hope that you tune into my next video. If you have any comments or questions, make sure you leave them as a comment. And like I said, I hope you guys watch my next one. Thank you.